rabbit got onto a game show. The host looks at his question card. Okay, here is your first question. What is 7 plus 5? That would be 12. That's correct! Now for question 2. What is 56 minus 37? Well, that will be 19. Also correct. Okay, now it's time for your grand prize question. What is 1,297 times 142? 184,174. What else? That's correct! But tell me, little rabbit, how did you come up with the answer so quickly? Oh, that's easy. If there's one single thing us rabbits can do, it's multiply. These stupid jokes aren't sobbing, so if you need to leave, I understand. What's up, my little Yagas? Yeah, we're not doing that. So we have a better lighting, decluttered background, still need to put some stuff up and make it look nicer, but overall I'm pretty pleased with how things are progressing, and I'm hoping to just see that continue with each new video, so without further ado, I present to you SCP-024 Game Show of Death. Object Class Euclid. Description: SCP-024 is an abandoned soundstage that was once owned by... However, 024 itself had been abandoned since 19... and it is unknown whether its special properties manifested before or after its abandonment. 024 is located in the heart of... and was initially discovered when a group of teenage youths broke into the abandoned compound. The testimony of the lone winner, when she turned herself into the police, was enough to have Foundation assets mobilized to contain 024. Upon entering 024, visitors are immediately greeted by an anonymous announcer, who communicates via intercom and is able to hear and comprehend the voices of people within 024. The announcer will inform the contestants that they are about to take part in a game show, in which the winners will win fabulous prizes, but will also warn that the game will be extremely hazardous and that the losers will never leave 024. It is at this point the announcer presents the choice of whether to stay or leave 024. Contestants who accept will continue to participate in the game, while those who decline are immediately expelled from 024. Contestants that win the game or decline to participate may never enter 024 again, as entry is denied by an impenetrable, invisible barrier. It is then that the contestants are led to the actual game. The style, composition, and appearance of the game always changes in every individual playthrough, but the game is always centered around a long, elaborate obstacle course that the contestants must navigate through. The rules also vary. Some playthroughs may only allow a single winner, while others encourage the creation of teams to win the game. More often than not, the obstacles seen in these games range from incredibly benign to extremely hazardous and life-threatening. As the contestants attempt to negotiate the course, the announcer will continuously update their status and actively participate in the game, often giving advice, conversing with contestants, and adding new rules. As the game progresses, the obstacles become significantly more dangerous and difficult to overcome, and it is not surprising to have the entire pool of contestants succumb to the rigors of the obstacle course. If such an event happens, the announcer will express sadness at the lack of a winner, and 024 will shut down, resetting only when a new batch of contestants enter. Any attempts to break the rules, such as assaulting other contestants and deliberately bypassing obstacles, are met by extreme violence. The announcer will call out the offending contestant, who will be quickly and forcefully ejected from the course by Studio Guardians. These Studio Guardians will immediately materialize within 024 when called upon by the announcer, and disappear when not needed. The contestant will never be seen again. When a winner is declared, he or she will receive a random grand prize. Any contestants that have survived the course, but failed to win, are immediately declared losers by the announcer.
Aha! The rest of you are losers!
The lights will switch off, and the winner will immediately appear outside of 024 with his or her prize, while the losers completely disappear. However, the most mysterious aspect of 024 is that after every game, a VHS tape or DVD will appear in the mailbox outside of 024's main entrance. This recording is a complete record of the entire game that was previously played, even though winners have claimed that they had never seen any cameras or recording devices inside 024. Also, more strangely, a live studio audience can be seen in the background cheering on the contestants. Again, winners have claimed to not have seen a live studio audience while inside 024. That is horrifying. Special Containment Procedures. Due to its nature, 024 cannot be moved to a secure location, so security measures must be placed on site. To conceal its location, 5 identical-looking replicas have been erected around 024. A tight security perimeter must be maintained around 024's compound at all times, with separate security teams guarding 024 and its replicas. None of the security teams, except for team leaders, will be informed of the location of 024. 024 must be secured with magnetically sealed blast doors and reinforced armored walls to prevent unauthorized entry. Under no circumstances can any security or research personnel enter 024. Only D-Class personnel are allowed entry, and strictly for research purposes only. All researchers are to observe and experiment with 024 from the remote observation lab. Any personnel attempting to leave the remote observation lab or enter 024 without prior approval from a level 4 researcher must be immediately apprehended, with termination authorized. Should containment be breached, or 024's true nature compromised, then the entire compound must be destroyed, via specialized demolition charges planted throughout the compound. Addendum 1. So far, the list of prizes awarded to winners has included, but is not limited to, cash prizes, electronics, various consumer goods, cars, collectibles, full paid vacations to various countries.
Data expunged.
Close examination of these prizes have confirmed that they are completely genuine and possess no unusual abilities or characteristics whatsoever. There appears to be no consistent pattern to what the prizes will be. Addendum 2. In an attempt to track where the losers are taken, GPS locator beacons were planted on subjects D-124 through 135, when group D-245 was sent into 024. When the losers were taken away, all signals from the beacons were lost. Whether this is because the beacons were destroyed, or because the losers were taken to an area that cannot be located by GPS, is currently unknown. Addendum 3. The announcer living within 024 appears to be sentient and aware of events that take place outside of the compound. During the test of Group D-523, which consisted only of Dr. the announcer instead engaged in a conversation with Dr. Analysis of the conversations have shown that the majority of the subjects are centered around pop culture and information distributed through television, implying that 024 somehow is able to access and interpret television signals. Cutting all power and signal lines, as well as removing any potential wireless receiving equipment on 024, does not affect 024 in any way. When it became clear that no other contestants would participate, the announcer kindly asked Dr. to leave 024 and suggested he return with more contestants. Addendum 4. The studio guardians that the announcer uses to enforce the rules vary in appearance every game, just like the course. If they appear, the guardians will always be dressed in a manner that matches with the theme of the obstacle course. The only common attributes all guardians share are the possession of humanoid appearance, ability to suddenly appear and disappear, superhuman strength, and face-concealing masks or headgear. However, winners have claimed that the Guardians have no apparent shape or form inside 024, instead appearing as huge, shadowy figures that engulf the offender. And that's it for SCP-024. I love this one. I think it's really interesting, specifically how the announcer seems to just be living in this alternate universe where I don't know, nobody apparently knows how they're getting like information via television inside there, but dude's just waiting for more contestants. He lives his life. He lives his entire existence just for this game show, and he loves it. The loss of human life doesn't really seem to matter to him. It's just kind of like, oh man, I can't wait till the next contestants come in, and aw, man, they all died, and now we won't have a winner. Bummer. It's so interesting because it doesn't appear to be like inherently malicious. I mean, maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but it's just like, it's just how it is. You go there, you don't make it, you lose, you die. That's just it. Like, you're gone, there's nothing left. But hey, you could win a cool prize if you win, you know, so you might as well do it. But they just let you leave, like at the start, you get in there, you leave, because they don't want to do it. They're like, yeah, see ya. We'll just go with the rest of these dudes here. I love how the doctor is sent in by himself, and the announcer's just like, hey, what's up, dude? I see you're here by yourself. Obviously, we just declare you a winner or whatever because there's only you. We don't have a team. But yeah, let's just chill, have a conversation. You know, I'm lonely. I don't really do this that much, so. It's just funny to me. Like, the announcer is just purely, like, objectively there to run a game show, and that's all he cares about. Too long didn't listen. Basically, sometime in the 1900s, it's like blanked out. This compound was found by like a bunch of teens. It used to be owned by somebody that's also blanked out, so we didn't really get to know who it is. A bunch of like local teens end up going into the compound. They compete, and the winner makes it out, and the other teams are gone. So like the last one's like, I gotta go to the police. That teen goes to the police, and however the Foundation finds out their information, essentially they just swoop in, and they're like, yeah, we'll take it from here. We'll take them from here, cops. Yeah, this is our domain. Back out. Then they just kind of like started construction on a bunch of replicas of the same building, so that like you'll just confuse people, because if you go there, you know about you somehow know about 024, and you're like, oh crap, which one is it? And then also all of them are guarded. There's like a tight security perimeter. It's pretty solid. You can't really get in there without wanting to, you know, risk running into the Foundation and just being terminated. People go in, however many it is, it doesn't matter. You get a choice whether you want to continue or you want to leave, back out. It goes, all right, see ya. And then essentially you go through this obstacle course. You can't cheat, anything like that, because then the Guardians show up and just yeet you out of there. And then basically you just compete with each other and you do this obstacle course, and sometimes it's super dangerous, sometimes it's not. It just depends, and also apparently the longer you go, the more dangerous it becomes, until there is a clear winner or a clear winning team depending on the obstacle course of the day. And all the losers, they're out of here. And then you, special winner, just show up outside the compound with your prize, and that's just kind of it. So yeah, there's a lot of testing in this involving D-class personnel, just throwing them in there and just figuring what happens, you know, putting GPS on the losers, and it just goes away whenever they are sent away, so like they're never able to figure out what actually happens to them. And there's just an announcer in there going, "Bring me more!" And he just wants to play a game, man. It's all he really wants in the end. I mean, can you blame him? It's fun. That about turned into a little bit of a ramble, but I think we kind of got the majority there of the essence of this SCP. So if you found it interesting, please stick around. I'm going to be doing more. I have lots of other stuff planned. And subscribe, like the video, all that kind of stuff, you know. I don't normally just like ask that in every video, but it is always helpful, and I do appreciate anybody who is interested in doing that, because it just gets me out there a little bit more, gets my videos more into the algorithm, I guess. Not that I really understand how that works, but I'm just, I'm thankful for anybody who does take their time out of the day, just sit down and like listen to me ramble on about like weird crap that doesn't exist, but it's just fun to talk about. I just appreciate you a lot. And I've been enjoying doing these, and I'm hoping to work on a bigger project here soon. I've been writing it. I'm not going to spoil exactly what it is yet, but it has to do with mythical creatures, mythical monsters, mythological legendary creatures, whatever you want to call them. And it's going to be the longest video I've made by a large margin. Large margin. So because of that, it might be a little bit still, but I'm just working on it behind the scenes, and then I have a lot of recording to do. So yeah, that'll be showing up eventually, and in the meantime, I'll do some other shorter videos like these, and yeah, I think that about wraps it up. You guys have any other... Well, once again, thank you so much for sticking around, and it means the world to me. I do hope each and every single last one of you has the best day you ever had today, specifically today, and maybe leaking into tomorrow so you can remember just how wonderful of a day it was. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. That's also correct! As the contestants attempt to negotiate. Why am I saying negotiate? That doesn't even make any sense. That's not a word. You're not a word. As the contestants... Any attempts to break the rules, such as assaulting other contestants or conducting an interview, are met by extreme violence. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't do that. I don't know how people do that. There it is. Why is trilling so hard?